India. India with 3.28 million square kilometer of area, 1.4 billion people, 28 states and 8 union territories, a lot of villages, towns, 4 climatic zones, 22 official languages, 424 native languages, and 1,600 plus dialects, 400 plus universities, millions of schools, countless cuisines and culture, and that diverse is our country. Now think how can we manage a community with this scale, with this diversity from one structure? Impossible, nearly impossible. So that's why OSM India stands as an umbrella organization for many regional communities in India. And thousands of other priorities. Each regional communities have their own priorities. They need that to be mapped, this to be mapped in their local area. It's very difficult for a community to manage it with this diversity at a single community, as a single community. So OSM India is, as everyone knows, is not a registered entity in India, nor it doesn't have an official structure. There is no secretary, president, office bearers, nothing. It's a community. Has no single mode of communications. Again, we have seen in the morning, there are some people prefer XMPP, some people prefer Telegram, some people prefer email. So there is no single mode of communication, making it more worse. Cannot accept grants or donations from any of the supporting organizations, even from companies within and outside India. When it is outside India, it's again more complicated. There is a lot of regulations we have to, foreign contribution regulation we have to go through, which is very hard to get, and we don't have an organization as well. So to build a community, when I used to go to other SOTMs or any international events, the community gets support from different companies, even from foundation or different organizations, as in the form of grants and supports. But here, we are unable to receive that because of the structure we are having and the laws. So why can't OSM India register an entity here? So simple, right? If you register an entity and that's it, we can get receive all the funds. But there comes the de facto problem. So this is one such tweet, which I just taken from the Twitter or today's X. So in OSM, we just follow the de facto boundary, where it means whatever is the ground state, and that is where, how the boundaries are mapped. So the claims of countries, the country point of view is not available in OSM, and that's the major question we face when we go to any of the legal sources or any of the place we go. Apart from these random tweets and random people accusing us, nobody wants to get into the jail for having or doing something good, right? So if we register an organization, I think we will be the first one to go to be sued. Like on the second day of the workshop, Ujjwal was saying, like, he was presenting the map with proper India boundary and saying, like, this is not the boundary you will get in the open source. He was showing some source. So there is some country point of view, and there is where he is pulling data from. Exactly, that is the problem. So every country has their own point of view, their own claims on the boundaries, and if OSM starts putting that, then it will be chaos. So hence, what is the ground situation? OSM follows that, and that creates problem in using OSM as a base layer or using OSM in India. So operating as OSM India, what we can do is, can be a parent organization for the regional communities. We can build and dictate the standards which we need to follow in India so that we have a uniform map. We can organize nationwide campaigns. We can run training programs nationwide. But we cannot decide on the priorities. We cannot decide on where to prioritize. We cannot mobilize volunteers in a large country like India. Organizing mapping party is again difficult. Raise the voice for the local needs. So because I come from Kerala, I cannot know what is need to be mapped in Nasik. Same way it goes for every other place. And there is no forum to discuss this. And there is no representative from every point of the country to put their priorities in. Then with the diversity of language, we don't speak a common language. It's very difficult to communicate. So liaison with the local community became very difficult. And of course, raise the fund in the name of OSM India, it's very difficult. So this is once Raghuram Rajan, the former RBI governor, said, we need governance to move where people actually experience it and feel empowered. So that exactly is what governance means, not just having some structure and putting some policies in place and ruling in, like having that framework doesn't make governance. So the actual need of governance is to move where people actually experience and feel they are empowered. So will the decentralization work building OSM community for India? That was the question we had. Because we have the decentralized government system, the T-tier panchayat, 3-tier panchayat systems, which are all working wonderfully well. So we were thinking whether that can be a solution. And we tried it in Kerala. So in 2018 and 19, Kerala hit with a massive 2 floods. That was a realization for us. So the QR code it leads to the Kerala page and you'll find more details there. So the realization was like, it is the disaster time and we didn't have enough time to act. So action need to be faster. So wherever possible to organize, we gathered together, manage things at the center level is not at all feasible and for a faster turnaround in mapping. So the activities was proving that our hypothesis that decentralization can better work in building communities at local level. So we had multiple mapping parties, small groups of 10, 20 colleges, schools, people sat around and mapped across. Even we had teams from corporate mappers focusing on Kerala. Everyone having their own small caucus and filling in data with whatever was the required for need of the hour. And that was the first or the start of the local first approach. So seeing the success, we thought, why can't we take it ahead? Seeing the impacts of local approach in the flooding activities, the disaster, post-disaster activities, so we decided to form OSM Kerala. So that's where OSM Kerala was. After 2018 flood, we had our SOTM Asia happening in Bangalore, where a lot of community members from Kerala, we met there. We decided to have a local community working together, and that's where OSM Kerala was born. Yeah. So some success stories from OSM Kerala. So this is one of first participatory map where a government body has hosted in India. It is Kurachandu Mapping Party, where we trained around, like there had 2 sets of, in 2014 and 2018, we had 2 sets of Kurachandu Mapping Party, 220 volunteers was trained, surveyed, and mapped in OSM, and considered as one of the playbook for any government participatory mapping. And in October 2019, taking this as a playbook, government launched a system program statewide to map or ingest data with students and other government office members in OSM. They launched it statewide. We had a Kochi mapping, bus route mapping project, which was originally planned to have run by from the funding from French Development Authority through some agencies. But as the French Development Authority had the norm that the data should be open, and that strict enforcement helped us to involve the community members and map the bus routes in Kochi. So 22,000 kilometers of public transport route was mapped. 2,700 plus bus stops were mapped. Bus routes, like 471 unique bus routes were mapped within Greater Cochin area, and including the ferry routes. The data was tracked. Field volunteer, 12-member team in the field volunteer was there in the field. They were mapping for 3 months just after COVID. And the commercial project turned to give some living for the volunteers. 3 months they were paid, and they were paid to map in OSM. And the very first day of the mapping itself, the data was coming into the open licenses. We have Puducherry mapping party, which we did we partnered with IIT Palakkad. We had field visits. The government, the local body helped us in fixing the boundaries. Now, I think Puducherry Panchayat hosts a geospatial database there in the local system from the data which was mapped during that event, and it is a portal like that is available. And we received a booster grant from HOT, Hot Humanitarian Open Street Map. We divided the booster grant into 8 sub-projects. We had 7 travel grants for people to attend different events like this. We did first annual meet at a larger scale. We had 6 other community events, and we created some tutorial videos as well. These are the statistics of things which we mapped as part of that booster grant program. So adding data is not enough. To make the data truly democratized, you need to empower people to use the data as well. Hence, we developed a portal called Map Kerala portal, where people can just search for their local body name. They just pull the ward level data, or there are a set of parameters available there, ponds, quarries, a lot, schools and hospitals, a lot of amenities and facilities are available there. Just click on that and download it as a GeoJSON file and use it in your any analysis. And the source code of Map Kerala portal is open. We don't need any servers. It is running on our past system, and just a front end which just under the hood running some overpass queries. For the bus routes in Kerala, we have Unroll Kerala. It is a tool developed by Jungle Bus. We just forked it. It's an open source tool. We forked it and made the data available for whatever we have mapped in Kerala. That's our community meet in 2022 with 24 participants. Then it was 23 with 87 participants. 24, it was 117 participants. And recently, 25, we had 128 participants across 2 days. So what we learned? Locals, first we need to have an approach local first, then scale. Build the partnership with agencies who need the data. Demonstrate the power of crowdsourcing to the data. So if we demonstrate people or who needs the data, they will come to us. Build the trust and interest in the people by making them understand things are possible. Government bureaucracy can be challenging and hard to deal with, so try to avoid that. Find other ways to get your things done. Penetrate wherever possible. Show your presence. Agencies and institutions have funds in different forms for social activities. Use it. We can use it for mapping as well. Mapping in OSM alone will not solve the problems, so we need tools as well. And now we are here, India, with multiple regional communities. So we have, you can see OSM communities there. Apart from OSM community, we have a couple of other communities who work with geodata. So local first approach is really helping us building the geodata and the community in open data. So here we have the Telegram group link for OSM India. Please do join. Discussion, a lot of discussions happen there. Participate and build the community locally, nationally, and internationally. Thank you.